has emerged as a true driver's series, a spec car powered by a unique power plant that presents a challenge to any driver full of desire to achieve racing stardom. Sanctioned by championship auto racing teams and run in conjunction with the world-famous Indy cars, these sleek Buick V6-powered machines have a new name, Firestone Indy Lights, and the quality of racing is better than ever. Stay tuned for the Texaco System 3 Challenge as PPG presents the Firestone Indy Lights Championship, powered by Buick. It is a fantastic weather day here in Long Beach, California, as we get ready for the opening round of what used to be called the ARS, or American Racing Series. But that's been changed. Now it's called PPG presents the Firestone Indy Lights, powered by Buick. Hello, everyone. I'm Bruce Flanders, and joining me in the booth will be Derek Daly. And Derek, the name isn't the only thing that changed.
That's right. The substantial change is the tires. Firestone have produced a new radial tire here, which everybody seems to like. Now, when you put new tires on cars, the handling characteristics change, and some people have adapted well, like Lanford, who were the top team last year. They're on the pole here, but some of the front runners from last year, like Robbie Buell and Mark Smith, they're very slow here. They're scratching their heads. They still don't know how to make these tires work properly.
The quickest qualifier, the man sitting on the pole, is Eric Bachelard, and the third member of our announcing team is with him now, Gary Gerald.
Well, Bruce, down here awaiting the command to get engine started and to get underway from the pole position, Belgium driver Eric Bachelard. And Eric is obviously delighted to be in the #1 spot in a very tight field. I guess the obvious question, Eric, would be, what are your concerns going into this race today?
Yeah, you know, just what I hope is that I can keep my my balance of the car. You know, I'm afraid after a few laps I can lose my balance. That's my most worry, you know. Otherwise, the car is good, have good brakes, engine is running fine, everything is perfect on my car, so I have a good car.
We will soon find out as we get ready to get underway on the streets of Long Beach. Bruce?
Thank you, Gary. And the busy season about ready to get underway. Here on ESPN, we'll be bringing all of the action to you of all of the stops for the Firestone Indy Lights when they run in conjunction with the championship auto racing teams. And as you can see, clear up until October. That's when it all comes to a wrap at Laguna Seca Raceway in Monterey. Well, they're underway, at least on the pace car lap. The grid beginning to clear, and we're going to be doing some tire warming here in just a moment. But first, let's take a look here at one of our in-car cameras. Number 7, Mark Smith, who will be bringing us as much action as he can from there. Boy, look at that tire warming going on. Let's meet the field. Eric Bachelard, you've already met him, out of Brussels, Belgium, the fastest qualifier sitting on the pole. Next to him, the ever-popular Johnny O'Connell in car number 8 out of Saratoga, California. Row 2 inside, the son of Parnelli, number 21, P.J. Jones from Rolling Hills, California, and sharing the row, number 64, Roberto Quintanilla, Mexico City, Mexico. Row 3 on the inside, a fast competitor from Ireland, number 2, Tommy Byrne. And alongside of him, number 5, another of the Groff racers out of the Valley, Saratoga, California, Robbie Groff. 27 is Frank Frion, relatively unknown out of Paris, France, and alongside of him in row 4, Robbie Buell, in car 4. Taking a look at the rest of the field and where they qualified, Brian Till and Mark Smith make up row 5. Mike Snow and Rob Wilson, the Barber Saab champion, row 6. Marty Roth and John Marconi, row 7. Dave Kudrave slides into a ride in row 8 along with George Sutcliffe. And Mark Ritchie and the only lady in the field, Cheryl Klaus, make up row 9, the final row of competition. The racetrack itself, primarily right-hand turns, 1.67 miles, 11 turns. The two key places to pass are after the long straightaways or the high-speed portions where you've got to pass under braking. We're on board now with our second camera car. The driver of number 4, Robbie Buell, will be our cameraman as he comes off of turn 11, anticipating a green flag and coming up through the gearbox. Ooh, kind of a late green, but we are green and racing now. Bachelard got out in front of it, Derek.
P.J. Jones, a great start from the second row. Went past Johnny O'Connell. Now he goes down the inside of Bachelard.
Ooh, hang on. Turn 1 of the season opener is going to be a tough one. P.J. Jones, it looks like, as they lead through turn 1, 2, and 3, rather rhythmic section on this racetrack, and you've got to be spot on.
Last year we saw Jones be so aggressive in the opening laps of these, what was the ARS races last year. Now, of course, the Indy Lights, but Jones, one of the most aggressive drivers in this series.
Bachelard, it looks like, with the lead as they come back around to us. Boy, there's some colorful paint jobs on these cars as we're looking right there at Johnny O'Connell in the Team Milkhouse car, the number 8.
Being shadowed by Tommy Byrne, he was a past winner in the Indy Lights Series, but Bachelard has his mirrors full of P.J. Jones. This is a very bumpy braking section. Turn 9 they're now coming down to.
Number 1 coming at you, Bachelard. A little tire smoke off of him, and Jones is, what, a half a car length back of him as they go through.
Half a car length. Left front tire locked. He did that quite a bit in qualifying and in practice, so Bachelard could flat spot that left front tire if he's not careful.
The slowest corner on the racetrack, 11, and then back through the gearbox.
Power slides coming out onto this long front straight. They use second gear up here because these Buick cars have so much torque in these engines.
Watching the battle for third place. Johnny O'Connell holding third right now. Tommy Byrne chasing him as we come on board. Car number 4, the 8th place sitter, Robbie Buell. And he's getting ready to get on the binders for turn number 1. Right in front of him, that's Frank Freon as they go through turn number 1. That is the 7th place car in front of you now.
Now, Long Beach, being a street circuit's very tight. Catching somebody is one thing. Actually making the pass, having enough room to make the pass, is a big different proposition.
Bachelard in front of it, P.J. Jones in pursuit of him. And there's going to be more action coming at you from Long Beach, California for the opening round of the Firestone Indy Lights.
Today's race is being brought to you by Firestone Tire, the official sponsor of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team. By Budweiser, the king of beers, with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. And by Quaker State, the Big Q is one tough motor oil.
The thinking that went into your Firestone tires took a lot of different tracks. At the toughest tracks in the country, Firestone Firehawk tires take on all sorts of competition. We race a lot, we learn a lot, and it all goes into every Firestone tire we make. Check out our full line of Firestone Firehawk performance tires. We've got one for you.
Nothing beats a Bud with a friend. Nothing beats what we've got here. Nothing beats clean, crisp, cold. Nothing beats the king of beers. Yeah, nothing beats a Bud. Yeah, nothing beats a Bud. Nothing beats a Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud.
Warning. Cold starts can be tough on your car's engine because your motor oil might not reach some of its parts for a full minute. Fact, independent lab tests confirm whether it's 35 below zero or 50 above. Quaker State 10W30 gets to all your engine parts faster than other leading 10W30s. At 40 degrees, it's 3 times faster. So don't let cold starts make it tough on your engine. Get Quaker State. It's one tough motor oil.
Mission: create the ultimate automobile polish. Mission accomplished. Liquid Crystal, the most technologically advanced automobile polish ever made. A dull, faded blazer, the shine instantly restored with no rubbing, no buffing. And after 104 car washes, water still beads. Liquid Crystal will shine and protect better than any car wax you've ever used, or your money back. Liquid Crystal, quite simply, the best shine and protection money can buy.
Taking a look at now, Johnny O'Connell in the number 8 car as he comes down in 3rd place at the braking point off of the short chute. And chasing him now is Tommy Byrne. O'Connell has gotten by him just in the last few moments.
They've traded places here a couple of times, but O'Connell does have the measure of Tommy Byrne right now. Byrne very much on a one-off deal here with this race at Long Beach for the PIG say no to. Oh, look at O'Connell got in trouble. Missed a gear. Byrne hops out from the back of him and makes the pass again. But Johnny O'Connell obviously missed a gear.
Driving the scorekeepers nuts. 3rd place keeps swapping back and forth. As you watch it closely, we'll come under braking once again. And the Milkhouse cheese car that O'Connell's got is on the outside line now as they come to 1. Not the safest place to be.
Oh, Byrne made him go down the outside. He came down the inside, which he's entitled to do. It's his line. He can take whatever he wants. Makes O'Connell go around the outside the hard way if he wants to make the pass. But O'Connell looks as if he's a little bit faster than Tommy Byrne here. O'Connell, of course, this new team, Milkhouse Cheese, based in Texas. The team is based up in Sears Point, run by Phil Denny, ex-everybody. Lotus Formula One, Jaguar IMSA, ran my Le Mans car 3 or 4 years ago. Very experienced, small, young team.
The number 64 you saw right there, closing up, tightening it up, is Roberto Quintanilla, and he wants to make a race out of it. He's sitting in 5th at the moment, but he can see 4th and 3rd.
And by far his best qualifying position, did start in 4th place, the best we've seen from Beto. We saw him many times last year, having by far his best race here. His team running 2 cars in this race, another one for Marty Roth.
Out in front of it are 2 cars from the Lanford Racing team. One of them used to be Paul Tracy's car on the circuit last year.
This lead car, number 1, knows how to win this car because this carried Paul Tracy to many, many victories last year. We now have a different color scheme, a different driver, but obviously the team are still well clued into the right setup.
Mark Smith, the Evergreen car, is your in-camera car right now, and Mark Smith is sitting in the 9th place spot, but you can see 8th, not far in front of him. In that 8th place position is Frank Freon. Turn 1, 2, right there. There was turn 3. Now one of the pedestrian bridges. And there's the battle for the 4th place spot now between O'Connell and Quintanilla goes in underneath him at the braking point.
Down inside a turn 9, that very bumpy braking area, Johnny O'Connell falling back a little bit here. We can't see that there's anything visibly wrong, but Johnny O'Connell definitely falling back into the clutches of the pack.
Robbie Groff is the next one who's got O'Connell in his gun sights, and boy, it's happening. Yeah, there's some wild action out there as you're on board now with Robbie Buell, and into the pit lane comes Johnny O'Connell. O'Connell comes down the pit lane, apparently needing some assistance.
Okay, he's in trouble. We cannot see any smoke or oil or fluids dropping out. It may be a puncture, but it's certainly serious enough that he's had to make the pit stop.
That puts Roberto Quintanilla up into 4th, Robbie Groff into 5th, and Robbie Buell, our camera car, is in the 6th place spot. There is a batch of guys who want 5th place.
Battle of the Robbies, Robbie Groff, and we see here Robbie Buell. Robbie Buell racing for kids. We're now inside Buell's car. He is a bird's eye view of Groff. Groff gets sideways, that 2nd gear torque again, spinning those rear wheels.
And we watch the number 5 car, Robbie Groff in 5th, and we're back on board. Let's listen for a minute to what these Buicks sound like in the driver's compartment. Turn 1.
See how he closes up under braking, then the accelerator goes away. Here's the battle of the Robbies. Now, Robbie Buell, very much a front runner last year, and has struggled here this weekend. They've changed the car so many times during practice sessions, and they've gone into this race with a totally new setup. They figured they were going to be slow if they left it as it was, so they've taken a big gamble. He's actually coming up through the field a little bit now.
Right at the back of that flock of cars was number 7, Mark Smith, our other in-car camera. He is currently in the 8th place position as both in-car cameras are inside the top 10, and this group is a serious batch on the short chute.
The 3rd member of our announce team, Mr. Gary Gerald, is standing by pit side now with the crew chief on the Johnny O'Connell car.
Phil Denny is the crew chief for O'Connell. What was the problem? You were running so competitively there.
He's complaining of oversteer, severe oversteer, which we've never had this weekend at all yet.
Were you able to make any kind of a correction to help him, do you think?
There's nothing visibly wrong. We're just losing time looking at it.
Got to be very frustrating.
Oh, well, that's racing.
Thank you. Bruce?
Thanks, Gary.
That was almost a brave maneuver there. I mean,
Buell looks down the inside, but he wasn't quite close enough. Groff just glances in the mirror and pulls down. Groff knows how to win, though, here. We saw him have a super race in Nazareth last year when he totally dominated qualifying and racing, but on the oval. But road racing is a different package.
For those of you that may just be joining us, this is, oops, I'll stay with that right there. Numbers 4 and 5 battling each other. Robbie Buell trying to get under Robbie Groff, and I think he made it.
He made it. You do not get away with moves like that very often. I don't think Groff even saw him because he actually did turn right down the interlocked wheels. Nobody touched. But I have to say, Robbie Buell, you're a brave man. You're lucky to get away with that.
So Buell moves up one more notch and has taken over the 5th place spot as they come around. Go up top now and see the leader come back by, Eric Bachelard, who has opened up, a few car lengths over P.J. Jones. There'll be more action from Long Beach coming back right after this message.
Welcome to The Regulator, where there is always good times and friendly people. Enjoy drink specials Monday through Thursday and hors d'oeuvres served daily from 4 to 6, including the Friday feed. Let our friendly staff serve your favorite drink at competitive prices. And for baseball fans, catch your favorite team on our 50-inch big screen or one of our 3 monitors. Added in the fun is the Regulators dance floor featuring live DJs Wednesday through Saturday, playing all the music you want to hear. Visit the Regulator, Macomb's party headquarters, where everyone is treated like a VIP.
Quality, selection, service. And now at Mack Toyota, factory to dealer incentives on selected models. Make your best deal now. Mack Toyota, Macomb.
Eric Clemens for the record. Sports Center's at 6:30. Ricky runs for Lou Brock's record. Chuck Person sets a record as the Pacers come up big in Game 2 at Boston. And the Phil's Jason Grimsley has a dubious record. Sports Center's at 6:30.
Welcome back to Long Beach, California. It's the Indy Lights race, and you're watching the battle for the lead, which is separated a little bit now at this high-speed section. But it seems, Derek Daly, that as they come under braking, PJ closes back up.
Under braking, and especially there, as he drives past the apex, he absolutely closes up on Batchelor. Look at the sideways, he's on the power, spins those rear wheels. But Jones definitely is faster through the tight, twisty corner sections. Batchelor, though, gets the breathing room that he needs along that long front straight.
Batchelard in car number 1 was the fastest qualifier. P.J. Jones had a heck of a start. Boy, that was a different line off of that corner.
Totally different line at turn 5. Every single time Jones comes around there, he goes in much faster, a lot wider coming out. Batchelard is much tidier and neater, probably easier on the car down through turn 5 and 6.
They have been working their way through traffic, and they will be catching traffic once again as you get a good, tight shot at the hard-working Eric Batchelard now on the streets here of Long Beach. There is number 2, Tommy Byrne, who is just solidly in the 3rd place spot. That car right behind him is down a lap, had to make a pit stop earlier, the Milkhouse Cheese car of Johnny O'Connell. O'Connell's going quick, though, once again.
Yeah, Tommy Byrne needs a good showing here. He's one of the most successful drivers in the ex-ARS series, now the Indy Lights, because he won so many races. We see him sponsored this weekend here by Clancy's, a local Irish restaurant where we all had corned beef and cabbage last night.
I can imagine you do a good job on corned beef and cabbage. Tommy Byrne has been a stout driver since we saw him first appear in the United States, I think in Laguna in some sedan racing a few years back.
A bag of talent that has no place to put his bag down on a regular basis, which is a shame.
That was Mike Snow. There it is, number 26, Mike Snow, who is 7th. Right behind him should be number 27, Frank Freon, the battle for 7th place.
Frank Freon wants to establish a name for himself here. Sponsors and owns this team himself. His main sponsor is Aldous. Aldous, you see the name of the car there, which is a software company to do with these paging systems, nationwide paging systems.
We have yet 9 cars on the lead lap, well beyond the halfway point as we focus in on the 8th place car, Frank Freon. And not far back of Frank is Brian Till. Brian Till in car 24 is worked his way up to 9th, is still on the lead lap. He had an excursion into one of the run-out roads here early on that put him well back.
Sponsored by Sisapa Records here. A bad way to start with a little indiscretion, but really has been one of the drives of the race here because he's charged his way up past the back markers and now caught onto the tail end of the guys who really are going fast in this race. So Brian Till getting a lot of experience. Remember, these are non-ground effect cars, and he won the championship last year in a Formula Atlantic car, which is the tunnel, just like the Indy cars. A lot of downforce, a lot of ground-hugging abilities, but these Indy Lights do not have that ability. They're flat-bottom cars. A lot of people said, or say, much better race cars.
We're just about at the halfway point right now in the Firestone Indy Lights season opener in the streets of Long Beach, California. Let's take a look now at how they sit. Batchelard on top, P.J. Jones dogging him, Tommy Byrne, Robbie Buell, and Robbie Groff rounding out the top 5. Come on back and join us in Long Beach right after this short break.
Nothing beats a winning team, pushing hard, reaching for the dream.
See Kenny Bernstein in his Budweiser King top fuel dragster in 290-mile-an-hour competition at this NHRA Winston drag racing event.
Nothing beats a Bud. Budweiser. Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud. Nothing
pits. Let's go down to Dan Hawk. Dan?
Toyota Celica GT, Jim. Now, what's the reason for the pit stop, Chief?
We're adding air conditioning, cruise control, AM, FM stereo, cassette, power windows, power door locks. Guys, don't forget the floor mat.
Rear spoiler, too?
Yep, you got it. The works.
All these options at a savings of up to $800. What do you think?
I always wanted a Celica. I heard about the offer. I'm on TV. All this when you buy a new Celica GT?
That's right, Jim. Back to you.
Number 21 car with some kind of a problem. Apparently slowing down right here is P.J. Jones, who's still shown on the board in second and is second on the track, but he's out of power, it looks like.
He is in major league trouble. Whenever a driver lifts his visor, as he has done, you know the day is over. He's running very, very slowly. He hasn't hit anything that we can see, so it's got to be something mechanical. But P.J. Jones, what a sad ending to a spectacular drive by P.J. Jones in the American Racing Wheels entry.
Waiting to see when Tommy Byrne catches him. He had 28 seconds on the third place car, and Byrne is still back coming under that Valvoline logo right now, and Jones is seeing what has been a stout ride up until now go away.
So Tommy Byrne inherits what really was P.J. Jones' second place, but Byrne will take it.
And here is our leader with a full 33 seconds in hand, and what is going to look real good for the win. Bachelart with the lead, Byrne second, Buell third, Groff fourth, Mark Smith Groff fourth, and Mark Smith up to the fifth place spot, Mike Snow in the sixth place spot. In fact, that's who we're looking at right now, Mike Snow, and right behind him is Frank Freon running seventh. And just right in there, too, is Brian Till, who's been nibbling away at him and closing ever so few inches each lap.
That's right. Good experience day for Brian Till, because oh, look at Freon down the inside. Makes a nice move at turn 5. Nice move under braking and takes that position away from Mike Snow.
And that's the kind of position change in the middle of the pack that can make a difference in a championship later if it holds up for him for the next lap. And now Till is right up there and wants to make a shot at him, too. The number 7, Mark Smith, the fifth place runner. There's a good look at Smith, who's one of our onboard cameras as he comes up on turn 11. The slowest portion of this racetrack on its way to the fastest portion of the track.
Chasing Robbie Groff. This is the front straight. See the way Groff pulls away. Now, he was only 2 car lengths ahead of him at the hairpin, but Groff, of course, gets on the power earlier and pulls away. See Smith grab those gears. He's now in top gear. 165 miles an hour down this front straight before they get under braking.
And now the brakes are coming on.
Oh, now we have a traffic situation. That's George Sutcliffe ahead. Now, Groff has sneaked by, and Smith will have to get by before he loses any ground on Groff here. That's Sutcliffe right ahead of him.
And it's a narrow portion of the racetrack here. Isn't an easy way to get a pass given to you here.
This is turn 5. Smith tries to go down the inside. Look at Sutcliffe. Doesn't let him by. Oh, he chops across. Smith not able to make the move.
Smith's going to try him once again now underneath the Hyatt Hotel garage parking area there, and now out onto the short chute. And we'll see if we can get his Buick to run a little harder and move him on up another notch or around traffic.
Frustrating situation for a driver when he's trying to lap somebody and he can't quite get by, and he sees the driver he's trying to get the position from inch away every corner, inches away, inches away. Sutcliffe is still ahead of Mark Smith.
We're watching number 1, Eric Bachelart, the leader, but look real close at his right radiator. I don't know if you can see it there, but look in again, maybe. There is a plastic bag that is blown out on the course, and it's sucked up into the right radiator. This could be cooling problems, Derek Daly.
He has had the perfect day, that everything has gone his way so far, but that is a little plastic bag. You can see it clearly there on the right side radiator, and that could easily send the temperatures of the engine soaring, but there's only 4 laps to go. So I'm sure the pit people can see that, and maybe he can back off a little bit, because Tommy Byrne is a long way behind him, so he does have room to back off. Oh, look at Mark Ritchie turns in. I'm not sure he even saw the leader there.
Mark Ritchie could make a highlight video out of some of the things he's been doing so far, and that one almost was a very costly maneuver. There is Tommy Byrne, but he is slowing down, and the left front wheel looks bent on his car like he caught a piece of the wall. In fact, there's some strange tire smoke off of it. The left front wheel is not looking good for Tommy Byrne, the second-place car.
Ah, this does not look good. That left front is punctured. Yes, yeah, he's in big trouble. Look, he's got it locked under braking. So, I don't, is he going to make it? I'm not sure he's going to make it.
It's flat. It's got to be flat now. Yeah, and closing in on him will be Robbie Buell, Robbie Groff, and Mark Smith in that order as they are pressuring him.
Tommy's day is done. That wheel rim looks as if it's bent and broken, so it looks as if Tommy has had contact with something a lot harder than the wheel.
There's one lap to go. There is the white flag, and Bachelard out in front of it, who's got to be seeing heat on his gauges. The second-place car with a flat left front tire and a lot of traffic between he and third. Well, this is an exciting one down to the wire for the opening round.
And Robbie Buell, who changed all the settings on his car trying to get a good finish here, has come from 8th place on the grid to run 2nd on the last lap of the race.
Well, he hadn't gotten there yet. The number 2, Tommy Byrne.
He is still running. He has lost the 2nd place. Look at that wheel rim, bent and buckled and broken, but he is trying to salvage points out of this race.
White flag flying now, and Byrne picks up his white flag as he comes by. You're with Bachelard, who is over a half a lap out in front now, it seems, and they have moved Tommy Byrne back. Apparently, they are getting by him as they come by here. They now show Robbie Buell has gotten by him, and Byrne is backing up through traffic. So Buell is up to 2nd. Checkered flag is out now, and there it is, the winner of the opening round, Eric Bachelard in car 1.
We're inside the cockpit now with Robbie Buell. He knows he's 2nd. A good day's work for Robbie Buell. I think 2nd place points and 2nd place money is a good effort for somebody who really has chased the settings on this car all day and probably never got happy.
Checkered flag for Robbie Buell, and the 2nd place finishing position. He's done that. We're going to be coming back to Long Beach. The party, the Victory Circle, will be happening right after this, so stick around with us, please.
Call now and you can have 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal and this valuable 120-page guide to understanding money and markets. That's 13 weeks of the Journal for the news and ideas you need every business day. And this guide free, which tells you everything you want to know about money and markets, all for only $37, a 24% savings off the newsstand price. Call now toll-free 800-832-8700. That's 800-832-8700 for today's Wall Street Journal.
Wade Boggs has some newfound power for the Red Sox. Hard-hitting Kirk Gibson's on a home run roll for the Royals. They're on a collision course when the Red Sox meet the Royals. Live at 8 Eastern on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball.
You're watching ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
Today's race on ESPN has been brought to you by PPG, world leaders in automotive finishes. And by Quaker State, the Big Q is one tough motor oil. Now let's take a look at the official finishing order. Bachelard, Buell, then Groff, Smith, and Freon, the top 5. Mike Snow, Brian Till, Tommy Byrne, Johnny O'Connell, and Rob Wilson round out the top 10. And on back, Marty Roth, John Marconi, George Sutcliffe, Mark Ritchie, P.J. Jones ended up 15th with his problems. And finishing it all up, Quintanilla, Glass, and Kudrave round out the total field. Bachelard not only wins the race, but wins the Buick Power Challenge $3,000 award, and he's with Gary Gerald.
Well, here's the man of the moment. They were saying it was almost a perfect day. Would you agree?
It was. I agree completely. The car was fantastic, and I had no problem. Just at the end, I was a little bit worried. I slowed down a little bit. I had the vibration on my at the rear, and I was afraid the transmission could break, something like this. But I want to tell that PJ was behind me, and he did really good. I don't know what happens with him after that, but was very consistent, and it was not very easy for me at the beginning. And after that, I don't know what happens to him, but it was comfortable for me, and No problem at all.
Terrific job. Congratulations on your first Indy Lights victory.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bruce.
Thank you, Gary. And now let's take a look at the points the way they stand. After one round of competition in the 1991 season, obviously Bachelard on top, then Buell, Groff, Smith, and Freon rounding out the top 5 in points. And they're on their way to Phoenix, where they'll be on the Oval, and you'll be seeing them here on ESPN. For today's broadcast, I'm Bruce Flanders. On behalf of Gary Gerald and Derek Daly, thanks for watching.